Previously, in the dungeon of the Mad Mage, the party had defeated a necromancer and his horde on the outskirts of the Slither Swamp. But after awakening the mage to question him, they found not an evil, maniacal collector of souls, but rather a young, down on his luck, but hopeful about the future, recycler. Karstus, as he introduced himself, was a wizard from Dwemerkor, Halaster's famed academy. But he had been banished as punishment, and until he could complete the task set to him, he was not allowed to return. So, while he thought of a way to succeed at said task, he spent his days studying and practicing with ever more powerful undead. Though the party had mostly put a kibosh on that with their destruction of the horde. At first, the party was cagey with the necromancer, perhaps expecting an evil man, but the more the conversation went on, the more they warmed up to young Karstus. Eventually, the mage told them that the Scourges had in their possession a rod that could control the minds of creatures. His task was to retrieve that rod, by any means necessary. The party did not completely commit to helping Karstus, but they did say that they were interested in the idea of gaining allies in what they felt would be their inevitable battle against the Sethians. But the battles they had faced in the Slither Swamp, including the one against Karstus, had worn the party down. After conversing with the mage, they forged a modest alliance and rested. Their many adventures had led them far, and as they went through the motions of their work and rest, they felt themselves rise with renewed vigor. Level up. They decided today they would need to figure out the situation with Yurk, the Lord of Fetid Obliteration. And because of the complexity of the situation, they could think of only one way to do that. They would need to meet the Bullywug himself. After making some minor arrangements with Karstus, they left, heading back north to the Blacktongue tribe's territory, where they were led to the new generation. Their allies were happy for their return and grateful that the party was willing to face Yurk. But the new generation was not happy that there seemed to be no solution for their friend, Zetlal. The party assured the Bullywugs that they would do everything they could to avoid conflict with the Hydra, and that if it could not be avoided, they would do as little harm to the Hydra as possible in order to defeat Yurk and free the tribe. With seemingly no other options, the new generation agreed and pledged their support. They would follow the party to Yurk's seat of power, and if there was a battle, they would attempt to join it, or, at the very least, attempt to keep Yurk's forces from joining it themselves. It was at this point that a summons from Yurk arrived. The Lord of Fetid Obliteration requested the party's presence. Now. The party was led eastward to the spawning pool, where Zartem awaited. The undercover mage reaffirmed the plan with the party, and then ushered them into Yurk's chamber, though he did seem concerned as the new generation arrived in the party's wake. Within Yurk's chamber, the party found a deep pond and a dry shelf upon which gnawed upon corpses sat. Out from the darkness came the Lord, large and strong for a bullywug, but no larger or stronger than someone like Cass. He had a commanding presence and a sharp gleam in his eye. He wore a silver circlet and a greatsword, and when he spoke, the party could see sharp rows of teeth within his maw. Yurk wasn't openly hostile to the party, but he didn't seem to be a fool. He seemed to understand the situation, and so he wasted very little time in appealing to the party. He claimed he did not want to be here, that he was forced to rule, to protect, and that while he might not be perfect, he had succeeded in doing what he was told. But, now that the party was here, things could change. Now that the party was here, they could free him. Yerk stated that if they did, he would walk away from everything. The party was unconvinced, and sensing their hesitation, Yerk revealed his true form, that of a death slod, and explained that Halaster had his control gem. It seemed likely that at least part of Yerk's story was true. In order to try to get more information, and specifically to enable Matashtai to speak with the creature, Ezrah inquired about Zetlal, saying that they had promised to check in on the health of the Hydra. Yerk acquiesced and called the creature forth. It swept up from the depths, its many heads thrashing and roaring. As it writhed within the water, each head spiraling to focus on one of the creatures in the room, Matashtai reached out, and the beast did not flinch back. Instead, it narrowed its gaze upon the monk and pleaded. "He has my egg! Help me!" Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.